ready, Mr. Riggins?
Ready.
Okay, we are back on the record. This is case 2459617, the people of the state of Michigan versus Jarvis Butts. Charged with count 1, homicide, murder, first degree, premeditated. Count 2, child sexually abusive activity. Count 3, criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years of age or older, with the habitual offender fourth offense notice with a mandatory 25-year sentence. I do not need appearances. We are continuing from a lunch break with all parties present. And are the people ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, you can call your next witness.
Judge, at this time, people would call Officer Christopher James.
I'll swear you in. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay. Go ahead and take a seat. Just watch your steps. Welcome to the box. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Butts.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the record?
Christopher James,
And how were you employed?
Detroit Police Department, police officer,
And how long have you been employed as such?
10 years.
All right. Now I want to take you back to January 30th of 2024. Were you employed as a police officer with the Detroit Police at that time?
Yes.
And were you in a different unit than you are now?
Yes.
Okay, what unit were you in?
Cybercrimes unit.
And were you working back on January 30th of 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And did you get a chance to perform, well, I guess in your role in cybercrimes, what is it that you did?
For cell phone forensics.
Okay.
Or
Would that include like extractions from phones, extractions from tablets, computers?
yes.
Okay. And did you get the chance to perform an extraction on a tablet back on January 30th, 2024?
Yes.
Okay. And who was this you got that tablet from, if you remember?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you know if it was from Detroit Police or Detroit Public Schools or something else?
Detroit Public Schools.
Okay. And when you perform an extraction from a tablet, what is it doing? What do you do?
It's pulling the data from the phone.
Okay. And is it like making a complete copy of what's on that device?
Yes.
Okay. And when you perform that extraction, what do you do once you perform it?
Place it on the disk and turn it over to the officer in charge of the case.
Okay. And that disk that you place on evidence, would that be a fair and accurate copy of the phone extract or the tablet extraction that you performed on the tablet for this case?
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of just the phone or the tablet extraction, and I believe it's exhibit. It's going to be proposed exhibit 59.
Any objection? No objection. It'll be a minute. People 59.
Thank you. And when you perform an extraction, can you generate what's called extraction reports?
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes.
Now, I'm handing you what's marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 60. Can you tell me if this is a document that you recognize?
Yes.
And what is it that you recognize it as?
Extraction summary.
I'm sorry, the door opened. What did you say?
An extraction summary. A report, a summary of the extraction.
Okay. And is that the report that was generated for the tablet extraction that you did?
Yes.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the extraction that you performed as it relates to this tablet device in which contains contact?
Yes.
And I move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 60.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, Officer James, can you please pull that microphone off the ledge and testify into the microphone because it's hard to hear. You can pull the whole thing off.
Officer, what, first, Your Honor, may I publish?
Yes.
So I can follow along with you. Fair to say that you are the examiner name, that would be you.
Yes.
And your organization is the Cyber Crimes Unit,
Yes.
and the investigator is listed as a Detective Gardner. Are you familiar with that person?
Yes.
Okay, who is that person?
Investigator with the Detroit Public Schools.
Okay. And what type of tablet is it that you extracted?
Amazon tablet.
Okay. And in this report, going on to page 2, when you do an extraction, you're able to, I guess, select parts of a device that you want to extract. Is that fair?
Can you ask that again?
When you run a report, are you able to select parts that you want to run a report for?
Yes.
Okay. And so in this case, as it relates to contacts, on page 2, tell me what type of contact is number 1?
Instagram.
Okay. And what is the name associated with that?
J-Bo.
Okay. And what's an interaction status?
A chat participant.
Okay. And do you know what that means?
That they would be involved in the chat.
Okay. And in box number 1, where it says, let's go to box number 2, where it says user ID. Is that the user ID that would be associated with that Instagram account?
Yes.
Okay. And can you read that user ID for me?
It's going to be 119-202-339-467-400.
I'm talking about for row number 1.
Row number 1,
Yes.
262-854-051.
Okay. And what's the username associated with that?
J-Bo back to the money.
Okay. And there is a contact number 2. Is that fair to say? Number 2 in the box.
You mean phone number?
No, the second account.
Number 2.
Yes, number 2. What kind of interaction status is that?
Friend.
Okay. And what's
Sorry, I
the
didn't hear that.
Friend.
okay? And what's the name associated with that?
J-Bo.
Okay. And what kind of user in box number 2 under entries? There's a user ID. What kind of user ID is that?
Facebook.
Okay. And going back up to contact number 1, where it says photos, it's fair to say there's like a kind of a hyperlink there?
Yes.
Okay. And would that indicate that there is something attached to this contact?
Yes.
Okay. And it says photos. Would it be fair to say that would be a photo that was attached?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe that's going to be page 3 of that report. When you click photos, this is the photo that would come up under that Instagram account?
Yes.
Okay. Nothing further, Judge.
Your Honor, we have no questions.
Okay, you're done testifying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at this time, people would call Sergeant Shannon Jones.